honestly. We have so many international players that made their way out here to Genesis 10, but it's not Genesis without having that international players just come out in droves.
I was talking about this earlier with somebody, and it really feels like Genesis is probably the most diverse major, in my opinion, in terms of where people are coming from. People come from all over. It's not just like Japan. It's not just like one country in Europe.
Shit.
It's everywhere. All right, so we've got MilteesdeQuan and MAIKO. We've got Pac-Man versus Yoshi. This can be a difficult matchup. You know, Yoshi wants to rush down, obviously with their great normals. And in the air can be a menace as well, but the setup character here, Pac-Man, going to try to put a stop to that.
Especially when you get to cross at least so much distance with that nair, looking at Yoshi specifically, just waiting to see what Pac-Man could do by the ledge. He wanted to go for that fair follow-up so bad there. Nice little Twinkle Toes answer from Miltees.
All right,
back with a little recovery too.
I like this because it really puts the fear in, or at least not the fear, but it puts the thought in Miltees' head that he can't really go off stage or free a conversion off the up air. That's a great start to the stock or to the set here for MAIKO.
Oh man, off of that up air too. We know that Yoshi puts in the damage just as quick.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, good punish here. Down air. Deceptively strong, can send up as you can see there, and it can kill off the top, so that's something you got to be really aware of if you go for those situations and disadvantage where you're chasing. Okay.
Woo! All right, another up air, tries to go for the follow-up off of the egg. Not going to give it. Egg roll, though, just across the distance. Gets the scoop up with the egg drop, though, immediately afterwards. Has no issue claiming another stock.
And that's actually such a crazy frame trap there because he dodged past the dash attack but ended up eating the down B anyway. MAIKO's got the traps in wait, and MilteesdeQuan trying to find this first stock. High percent on Yoshi. Oh, Hydrant could have done a lot of damage. Fortunately, I think they might have armored through that. Not entirely sure, but okay.
At 178 and climbing, still alive. Rocks in those shoes. Tries to navigate around. That could have been the stock actually right there if that was an up smash out of shield.
Yep, plus 200. All right, the Melon going to find the mark. And wow, I know that Yoshi's kind of a heavy boy and can survive quite a while, but 200+%, that's just really good disadvantage state. Okay, ooh! Uh-huh.
He's been looking for it.
Don't matter if you're 2 stocks ahead, don't matter if you're 3 stocks ahead, you're going to go for that every time.
Especially with that aerial drift that Yoshi has. Treasure Shark right underneath him. Nice patience, staying grounded to avoid that side B as he tried to go right back down to the stage. Looking at Miltees. Gets the grab right afterwards. This time dashes away on the platform to not get hit by the egg drop.
All right, but you know, if you're Pac-Man here, you might be thinking, okay, we got to slow it down. You definitely don't want to be giving Yoshi the pace to dictate the game flow, but at the same time, you got to make something happen. Damage builds up, back air, gonna connect, that's gonna do it.
Talked about down air and back air just being so lethal. You put up a wall of back airs as Yoshi, and with that aerial drift and how far you could try to shark down Pac-Man, as long as you know that there's no side B or if they're not going to use the side B in time, you could really put in some extra pressure there. Yeah,
but in that game, MAIKO was just commandeering neutral, just absolutely putting the pressure on pretty much at all times. Didn't really give MilteesdeQuan any room to set up, and we know Pac-Man loves setup with the fruits. With the Hydrant, just feels like, the pressure was just too great. We've got a switch here. This is a polar opposite of character switches. This is probably the most opposite 2 characters that you could possibly play, Pac-Man and Roy. So everything I just said, everything about space,
throw it out the window.
Throw it out the window. We're going in.
It was the most hot and cold change up right there. I mean, the thing is, the Pac-Man, we weren't seeing the setups. We weren't seeing the Hydrant. We weren't seeing playing patient enough. So if you're going to just hold forward, might as well, right? But then you want to recover. You want to recover at the very least, not get zero to death.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. That's one of the pitfalls of Roy as a character, right? You can have a really difficult time recovering, and that time MAIKO scouting it out and reacting super appropriately. But we got to talk about this a little bit. Roy does have the ability to box with Yoshi quite well, especially in the air. But if you're in those juggle situations, it can be difficult to land. Ooh, and especially like that, a great read there from MAIKO, even with the egg tosses coming through, manipulating the direction, a down air from the corner. And now a little bit of damage here on MAIKO. MilteesdeQuan definitely thinking about trying to close out the stock, but the question is how?
Fine, at least find the landing here. Okay, I mean, that's one way right there when you try to go in for a get-up attack, and then the last hit is right there to hit you and meet you on your way.
Yeah, and that makes, I think that kind of crystal clear game plan makes it a lot easier to navigate neutral, right? When you're in that situation, you recognize that, okay, I can go Dancing Blade here, and it's really high chance that I get it. And if I don't get it somehow, you know, it's fine.
But still, MAIKO came down and still was able to claim that second stock just as quick. Air dodge down on the floor right on top of MAIKO. That was an easy conversion of string 2 opportunity with the up tilts.
Yeah. I love how he's actually mixing up the recovery, and he's gone high most of the time, but the way he's gone high is actually changed up quite dramatically. Up B out of shield, that I like the option in general, but you gotta understand that puts you in a very precarious situation.
Especially when you're at this percent and you're down an entire stock. A little brave out here. Does go for the follow-up from the fair, maintaining stage control before sending him forward with the fair, or rather the forward tilt.
His ledge trapping on the Roy is looking a lot cleaner. He's also just getting more opportunities because he's been able to get... Oh!
Whether it was a fair or it could have been a hard read on an up smash or even chasing him down with the up air because he had air dodge down. He was stuck in a lot of lag there. All the time in the world for MAIKO to react and to get that final stock.
And that goes back to what I was saying about Roy in general. It can be hard to land, and that was just pure capitalization there for MAIKO. Going to be taking that with a quick 2-0. But still really well played there. And we're going to be moving on. Ultimate Singles, there's so many players here. I looked at the attendee count. I want to say it was like somewhere around 4,000, 5,000.
Oh, yeah, in total. Yeah. Almost 5,000. For Ultimate Singles, we have, I believe, 1,500 entrances. So, yeah, a lot to go through. But that was honestly, I'm not going to lie, that was probably the fastest set I've ever seen. So, at least for today.